Hello, my darling cupies. It's evolved. So, now I've got them organized by color. So, it goes from light pink into progressively darker shades of pink until it gets into red. And then it transitions from red into dark burnt orange and then into a lighter orange. And then it transitions down into a much lighter orange until we get down to a peachy tone. And then we get transition over to a nice yellow, and then to a lighter green, and then to a darker green, and then to a blue. And so on and so forth. And then down here, of course, we've got our off-whites, whites, and blacks. All the miniature ones have actually been taken off, simply because they're a pain in the ass. And then I've got all the binder clips, and a couple of bag chip clips down here. That's what those two pink squiggly metal clip things are, for threading threading it through so that when I'm pulling it, it doesn't tangle up with the others. Isn't that bloody genius? Like, this system is, I'm bloody proud of it. Like, each of these clips, each of these spools has a clip to which it lines up to. And I'm pretty damn proud of that. And then, of course, this one down here is currently being used with the black, because this one I can thread it through while the project is still in process, because it's the way this clip is made. The opening on the loop on this side and on that is open on that side. It differs. It's opposite, therefore balancing out. So I just take it and weave it in under the opening on that side, and then again under the opening on this side, and it keeps the tension nice and taut and keeps this from getting all tangled up on the bar here. So yeah, very lovely that. Oh, but yeah, I felt pretty darn pleased about that. And most of these are going to be used for like smaller motifs that are going to be added together. So I don't feel bad about threading it through the binder clips, and then the commitment of having to then finish it out. Pardon me. So it's not really a big deal to me in regards to all that. Sorry, I'm quite tired. Had a bit of a late night last night. Let's see. I've been organizing. I got more stitch markers, and I've been organizing them. When it's in only a couple of bucks for an entire case of them, it's just hard to pass them up. And then I've got these. They've got wee little butterflies on them. And what they are is, hold on, they're like little bits of metal, like these little loops of metal. And you use them to weave in the ends, and the tails and such. And it's like, this is the perfect blessing. And I think they're quite pretty too. It's like, finally, I've been searching everywhere for these, and they've finally, I thought I was going to be stuck ordering that online. But yeah, I've got all these lovely colors now. I'm sorry. I'll keep yawning. Monday, my partner comes back over, and then hopefully brings the denim vest, because I'm going to be doing a strawberry stitch sleeve add-on to that on both sides, which is the same thing I'm doing to my own denim vest, which, as you can see, it's a bit stained up. It's seen better days. This is post-washing, by the way. I've washed it a couple of times to try to get that out, but that's what happens when you thrift sometimes. It just, ends up being a little bit stained up. But the thing is, it's so pretty otherwise. It's not torn. It's not tattered. It's not even in really rough shape. It just seems like it dragged on the ground a bit. That's literally it. Like somebody placed it on the ground for a little too long. Because, like, it's immaculate. Like, this very delicate machine-made lace is still in impeccable shape. In fact, not even a single snag. And so it's just like, it's too good for me to not do something with. So what I'm going to do is turn it into, like, this, like, granny punk. Yeah, I'm really going there. It's like, look, if I made granny gothic a thing, granny punk can be a thing too. So I'm going to add more lace, and I'm going to add patches and crochet and embroidery. And it's going to be super punk. It's going to be super feminist and lesbian. And it's going to have lesbian pride, strawberry stitch sleeves. So yeah, it's going to be really awesome. And then I'm going to put pins on it to add to, like, the whole lesbian vibe. And that's what the other shades of orange and pink are for. So I can add bits of, like, lesbian Irish lace. Make it all lovely. Maybe it'll be ready by Pride. Do you think it'll be ready by Pride? Probably not. I'm working on, like, 5 different projects at once. Oh, speaking of which, I also finally have a project book. Let's see. I've also applied for a few jobs at a few different bars. Gotta practice for when I own my own Irish pub someday, you know. I know I'm so silly and ridiculous. But yeah, the nice thing about this, tells you a lot of information about the different yarn weights and the different gauges that you use for them, and for depending on, like, knitting or crochet, what kind of hook sizes or anything like that, and how they would differ if they're made of different materials. And then you start in on the projects. And they gave you a good couple of pages for the projects. A few couple of pages with a bullet grid. And then, yeah, so you get an informational page, a grid, and then 2 bullet pages for each project. And I think that's just wonderful, especially since it's, like, finally. Because what I've been doing is I have this wee bullet journal. It's totally not meant for this. Got this wee bullet journal. Isn't that cute? I just covered it in stickers. It's a fairy frog. And, of course, some witchy stuff and lesbian tea and lesbian stuff. And look at that pretty moth. And then on this side is just more, like, random goofy stuff and pride. This cat, heavy breathing. It was part of a meme cat sticker pack. Oh, and this one says, I love my transgender girlfriend. It's true. And then let's see. Then I've got this to store my plastic stitch markers, because let's be real here. Plastic stitch markers are, what's the word? Flimsy. So, where are these going to go? Into the crochet bag that actually just doesn't even leave the house or wherever I dwell. It's like, that is literally in case I literally have run out of all of these. That is for when I have reached rock bottom as far as my stitch markers go. Ugh, one of my own hairs got into my mouth. Disgusting. Oh, and I got new tatting shuttles with bobbins. Not like those Amazon ones that were useless. Those were the most useless tatting shuttles I had ever seen in my life. And I will compare them against each other. In fact, let's do that right now, since this is entirely a crochet-based video about crochet and crochet supplies. So let's just get on with it, yeah? All right, let's prop you up on Lionel. Thank you, Lionel, for being a phone stand on this fine day. Nope, Lionel has failed his job. It's okay, Lionel. You're elderly. We forgive. All right, so I got this. Okay, here we are. All right. So I got this set off of Amazon, and it came in this pack, and it came with a bunch of, and I'm not gonna lie, I love this storage case, and it came with things like this, some measuring tape, a bunch of, well, not that hook, but a bunch of tiny little crochet hooks for doing working with these smaller threads, and it came with all of these little tiny spools that I used to have on there. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't quite sure what I was gonna do with the tiny spools. I thought they would be a little bit bigger. I'm not gonna lie. I thought they'd be like the ones that I see at the multi-pack that I see at Hobby Lobby, where the spools are this big, the mini spools. The multi-pack is each spool is this big, and it's like you can make a wee bit more with those. Like I can make a decent doily out of each of those spools. Ooh, I'll do that. But it also came with these, and these have got to be the most cheapest. And the thing is, I'm not sure how I would even put a bobbin in there, frankly. And I'm terrified I'd break it trying to find out. But decidedly, it's rubbish. Both of them. These are the ones that came with this set. And it's like, I love them for introducing me to the world that is tatting shuttles. I would have never known what these were or looked into them or any of that had it not been for them. So I'm grateful that it came with them. However, these are rubbish. And I'm sure that I can make them work. I'm probably, as I get more experience, I'm going to probably make a video where I'm like, okay, now that I'm more experienced, let's compare these versus like other ones. Okay, now we've got it staying up. So to clarify, I have these teeny tiny sachets for everything. If you guys haven't noticed, I already quite like these because, for one thing, they're just much more sleek in their design. They're just feel like there's no jagged edges, whereas these they're covered in jagged edges, and I can feel that they're going to snag onto every bit of thread. Like, you can see the jagged edges even through the camera, and you can see them even on the inside where the thread might wrap around if it isn't the sort that would get a bobbin. And if it isn't the sort that get a bobbin, it would be a piece of rubbish. This is a piece of worthless rubbish. It would do in a pinch, but it wouldn't do very well. I'm not entirely certain what this end is for, just yet. But on this end, it's got a wee little tiny hook. Hold on. Let me find something dark to place behind it so you can... There we go. Will it focus? Yeah, but it's got a wee tiny little hook on the end, which is to help with the process of making tatting lace. But yeah, like I said, I bought two of them because they were pretty cheap, and I liked both of their colors, and I was like, you know what? I want both of them because this one has two different shades of pink, and this one's red and green. And I like that shade of green, and I like both shades of pink. And I'm quite partial to red as well. So they're very lovely. And they each came with the bobbin that's already loaded into them, and then a spare bobbin each. Which means I can switch it out and be like, okie dokie, now the pink one's got a green bobbin. And that's kind of what I was thinking of. I'm like, yes, let me put my favorite colors together. Kind of a little bit insane, but these are rubbish. And I think that this little hook bit at the end is trying to be what that lovely, very nice hook at the end of the very nice ones is. Like, I think this is their cheap attempt at it. I'm sorry, but not even on the same playing field. But otherwise, this is a nice set. Very nice for starting out. You don't have to commit to anything either, because like I said, each of these spools are very, very tiny. I haven't used this one at all yet. I removed all the wee paper. They each had a paper circle inside. I removed all of it so that they could go onto the onto my thread, on my thread stand. But yeah, this one's me gray. I don't even know what I'm going to use this for. Maybe make a bat or something. Maybe make some bat earrings. Wouldn't that be cute? Some wee little bat earrings. Very gay. Very lesbian, don't you think? But yeah, so it's just all these wee little threads and such. And of course, some more. Let me just go ahead and grab them off the stand of this wee little stand next to the bed here. Just for, well, usually it's for when my partner's over for the BiPAP. Because my partner does have a wee bit of an issue with snoring. And, you know, struggling with breathing in the night. Which, you know, you kind of need to keep doing if you want to, you know, keep your brain functional-ish. So, yeah. Well, yeah. But this one's my travel project book, and it's for more scratching down off-the-cuff kind of notes and smaller things, like, not projects really, but so much as patterns. Whereas the other one's more for keeping track of specific projects I'm working on. This one's more for patterns. Like this is, I wrote out the pattern for the double picot Irish rose lace motif. And then wrote out the pattern for the 1970s Irish crochet cap. And so on and so forth. I've not yet written out many of the others. I plan on writing out the postmortem doily pattern next, because that's another one I plan on recreating multiple times over. Basically, if it's one that I plan on recreating multiple times, its pattern gets to be immortalized in the travel book, because the travel book will go in the travel case, and the travel case goes in the crochet bag, and the crochet bag is basically my purse. Oh, golly. So, yeah. Now, I don't believe I've actually expressed to you guys what my project plans are, and I think I'm going to start writing them down in here, and once I do, I'm going to come back here in a video later on today. I have a few more videos from the past few days I need to upload. There's one with a fire truck. I promise nothing happened. I just thought it was hilarious because, like, I thought it was dead funny because, like, they sent the entire fire brigade here. There was no fire. Apparently, the alarm's just been faulty lately, and it's just gone off a few times over the past few weeks. And I just think it's funny. And it's funny because, like, we watched this one vehicle whiz by, past us, down to the fire station to talk to the fire station people before they come up to us. And it's like, if there was a fire, we'd be all cooked. Literally. Thank God there wasn't. That was the funny bit of it. But, yeah, it was really funny. Like, the whole... And then... like 15 minutes later, we're standing there, and then in comes another fire truck, sirens wailing, and it's like, there's the one from Wheeling. Or at least I think it was from Wheeling. It looked like the Wheeling truck, it certainly did. Or at least closer to us closer to us comparatively than our local Bethany fire truck. The Bethany fire truck is yellow. The Wheeling one is red. But yeah. It did get here dead fast, so I will say that. If that was the Wheeling one, that got here dead fast. Well, it wouldn't be the one from downtown Wheeling. It'd probably be the one from the Highlands. Is there one in the Highlands? I'd reckon there would be. I'm thinking too much about this. I'm thinking way too much about the fire trucks. I'm sorry. I like to think about the systems of how things work. Anywho, back on topic. So, I've got some videos to upload. I also have a video where it occurred to me that it wasn't even 2 weeks. Like, it felt like it was just 9 days. And I did indeed shower. I showered yesterday. Yay. And guess what? Guess what else I did yesterday? It's really crucial. I got a shower chair. Yay! It doesn't change the fact that I have to still take cold showers or else I feel terribly sick. But worse things, I suppose. At least I don't feel like I won't feel as terrified. Anyway, I will see you guys a little later on. Like I said, I think I'm going to probably write down some of my project plans, including what I've got planned for the wedding dress and the multiple veils that I'm now working on. And my gloves. And my garter, which is what will be made from that blue crochet thread. And then when there's leftovers, it's like, oh my god, now I have all this leftover blue crochet thread, and I'll be able to do so much fun with it. But anyway, so I will catch you. Ow. Why have I done that? I didn't mean to do that. I will catch you guys in the next one. I haven't brushed my hair yet today, but yeah, I'm gonna just actually pull it up, honestly. It's too hot. It's too hot. Okay, but I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. If there are any like specific like crochet projects that maybe like, or like if there's anything that maybe you guys like want me to do like a tutorial type of video on, maybe I could give that a try. I've never done anything like that before, but I'm open to giving it a try. I think that could be a lot of fun. I have a great deal of enjoyment for crochet, and teaching it, I think, would be a great deal of joy there as well. So yeah, just let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular you guys have in mind for that. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, take your meds, hydrate, feed yourself. Take care of yourself, and you are stronger than you think. Life is hard, but you're tougher. Have a good day. I love you guys.